everyone. Welcome back to Rabbi's Reflection. I'm glad that you're joining with me today. We'll be continuing in our study of Kitchen Table Wisdom by Dr. Rachel Naomi Remen, and today reading the story, Kissing the Boo Boo. Stay with us as we read through the story and then offer some reflections. We have been taught since childhood that pain is poor form, and often react to it almost as if it is a breach of good manners. In other cultures, pain and loss are not as lonely. Facing loss alone makes us even more vulnerable and causes unnecessary suffering. A new client came in after missing an appointment and told me that she had been in the emergency room the week before at the time she was supposed to be here in the office. I had not known this, and I asked her what had happened. She told me that she had suffered a temporary obstruction of her bowel from adhesions caused by the radiation used to treat her cancer years ago. The pain had been severe and lasted for a day, but now it was over. When the pain began, she had recognized it as something of significance. She had packed a small bag, putting in her makeup, a nightie, and a mystery she was in the middle of reading. Then she had driven herself 25 miles to the hospital. Having had several intestinal obstructions myself, I knew how severe such pain could be. I asked her how she had managed to drive. She told me that she had driven until the pain came. Then she had pulled off the road and waited for it to pass. She had thought to bring a pot and a towel with her, and once or twice she had vomited. She had been very sick, but she had gotten to the hospital. It had taken a long time. Surprised, I asked her why she had not called a friend. She told me it was the middle of the day and everyone was working. She had spent the next day in the emergency room alone. I asked her why she hadn't called anyone even then. "Why would I call anyone?" she responded with irritation. "None of my friends know a thing about intestinal obstruction." "Then why didn't you call me?" "Well, it's not really your field either," she replied. "Jesse," I said, "even children instinctively run to others when they fall down." With a great deal of heat, she said, "Yes, I've never understood that. It's so silly. Kissing the boo-boo doesn't help the pain at all." I was stunned. "Jesse," I said, "it doesn't help the pain. It helps the loneliness." Many people deal with pain like Jesse did. When Jesse was in pain, the only thing of value that another person could offer her was their expertise. Her mother had died when she was born. It had never occurred to her that anything could be done about the loneliness. What a beautiful and powerful, short yet very powerful story that Dr. Remen offers us today. It makes us think about and question what it is or why it is that we need other people in our life. What can they provide for us when sometimes what we need is greater than what they can provide? Some of us may be in particular states where we need specific medical help or specific expertise that only a therapist can provide. And we wonder, then what can our family or friends actually do to help? I need something more than that. And Dr. Remen here, through the story about Jesse that she shares, reminds us of how helpful our family, our friends, our community are in helping us not feel so alone. Yes, in the story, Jesse had extreme abdominal pain that maybe only a specific doctor could help out with. But what about a friend that would help drive her to the hospital? Or a friend that would stay with her in the hospital? Or what about even calling her other doctor, Dr. Remen, just to tell her what was going on? Sometimes we think, and this is how Dr. Remen starts off the story, is that to be in pain is not wanted by our society. We try to push away the people that are in pain. We try to silence them. We try to put them inside rooms and close the doors so that we don't hear their pain. Because we feel that if we hear their pain, it's going to be too much. It's going to overwhelm us, and we're not going to know what to do. And I think it's true. It is overwhelming to encounter someone in so much pain. But what we can do is to be there with someone. What someone might need, in addition to whatever medical help they might need, whatever certain expertise that they might be able to receive from only a particular individual, they also need someone to be with them, someone to hold their hand, someone to offer a prayer, someone to simply just sit there in silence, so that we don't have to suffer alone. So my hope is that we recognize the call and the crying and the pain of others, and that we try to be a little bit more present to them, a little bit more aware of what's going on for them, so that we can make them a little bit less lonely, and in doing so, create a web of connections, a web of love that brings us all closer and more connected together. Okay. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.